Welcome to Caracomp Insider, where high-tech facial recognition meets real-world intelligence.
Here's something that happens every single time facial recognition looks at a photo and almost nobody knows it's happening. Before the software can ask, "Who is this person?" it has to answer a much simpler question first. Is there even a face here? And where exactly is it? And that quiet first step? It's where the whole thing can silently break. If you've ever unlocked your phone with your face, or worried about a grainy surveillance photo being used to name a suspect, this affects you. Because the part everyone fears, the identification, the naming, isn't the part that fails first. The failure happens earlier, in a step called detection. And when it fails without a warning light. So today I want to walk you through that hidden first step, what it is, why it breaks, and why understanding it makes you a lot harder to fool. So how does a computer actually find a face before it ever tries to name one? Let's start with the distinction that changes everything. Detection and identification are two completely different jobs. Detection only answers, is there a face and where is it in the frame? It doesn't know who you are, it doesn't store anything about your identity. Picture a security guard at a lobby entrance. Before he can check anyone against a suspect photo, he first has to physically spot the person in the crowd. If he points at the wrong person or misses someone standing in shadow, every check after that is already wrong. Detection is that spotting step. So how does the software mark where a face is? It draws a box around it. Investigators call it a bounding box. And the accuracy of that box decides everything that follows. According to research on facial landmark detection, systems throw out any guess with a confidence below about 85%. They also reject boxes that are too small or in the wrong spot. Why so strict? Because if that box grabs too much background or slices off part of the chin, the comparison that comes next is working with garbage. A match is only ever as good as the little region the software decided to look at. Now the scariest part, the failures you never see. Two things wreck detection quietly: shadows and coverage. One real-world study on public transit cameras found that uneven lighting created shadows the system literally mistook for extra people. And when a face is partly blocked, a hood, a hand, a bad angle, detection accuracy drops hard. For someone reviewing a case, this is invisible. The system doesn't say, "I struggled with this one," it just quietly hands back a bad result. For the rest of us, that means a backlit photo of you could confuse the software in ways you'd never guess by looking at it. Here's the misconception almost everyone carries. If I can clearly see the face, the computer obviously can too. And that feels completely reasonable, because your brain is extraordinary at this. You blend lighting, context, and partial views instantly, without thinking. But the software doesn't see. It calculates patterns. One major training dataset used over 32,000 images and more than 390,000 faces, just to teach a model what faces look like across angles and lighting. If the algorithm never learned your exact shadow, your exact angle, it can miss a face that's completely obvious to you. And one last practical thing that surprised me. A senior Python engineer tested this on 10,000 images, 5,000 with faces, 5,000 without. His finding? The most powerful, expensive setup wasn't the best. A compact model called UNet ran reliably on an ordinary computer's processor. No fancy graphics cards, no cloud services, no enterprise infrastructure. For a small investigator working alone, that means batch processing hundreds of photos on the laptop they already own. So here's what clicks. Every facial recognition result you've ever heard about rests on a hidden first step you never see. And if that step fails, a missed face, a bad box, a tricky shadow, the powerful matching that comes after is already ruined, and no one gets told. So here's the whole thing in 3 sentences. Before a computer can say who's in a photo, it first has to find the face, and that finding step is separate. Shadows, angles, and things blocking the face can make it fail silently, with no warning. When it fails, every answer after it is wrong, no matter how smart the software sounds. Whether you carry a badge or just carry a phone, knowing this one hidden step is what turns "the computer said so" into a question you're allowed to ask. The full story's in the description if you want the deep dive.
Now you know something most people in this industry don't. Use it. And when you're ready to put it to work, Caracomp.com. We'll see you tomorrow.